where you meet on a regular basis to help grow your business, or, I talked about like Alcoholics Anonymous. That's a mastermind group that helps you stay sober. It could be your church group. It could be whatever. But it could be just somebody like your significant other, like Laurel and I are for each other. It could be something like that. It could be a good friend, somebody who's just going to support you and let you know that everything is going to be okay. And also take, I call this like a third ear, somebody who can hear or see what it is that you're not seeing and maybe show you some of the things that you're doing that are right. And I think that's hugely important because sometimes we get way too close to our own projects to know what's good. And sometimes it works in the opposite. Sometimes we think everything is good, but that's why having a good support network is good in both senses. You want honest feedback.
Well, it does build confidence to have people in your life that will tell you, like especially a coach or a mentor or somebody like that will tell you when you're on the right path and when you're probably on the wrong path. And that can be a confidence booster because you know that somebody's got your back enough to tell you like, yes, no. And that can be really helpful. So when you are on the right path, you know you're on the right path and you can start to act like it.
Laurel, probably 8 months ago, we went to an event by a guy named John Acuff. A lot of people will know John Acuff. He's written 2 best-selling books. The latest one is called Start. And he said something that I think is important to remember here when it comes to confidence. I thought this was brilliant how he said it. He said, don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. And I think that's huge because by the time we start to notice people, we have a saying in the music business, every overnight sensation takes 7 years. So by the time you get to notice somebody that you're aware they exist, they've been around for 7 years. And it's easy for us when we're just starting something to compare to those people who have been at it for a while. But it's also important for us to know that what we're really comparing to is somebody's middle when we're in our beginning. And I think that's huge because that's a huge confidence killer when you're going to try to compare just mediocre results to somebody who's really, really doing it big because you don't have the full story.
Yeah, I've had several clients that one of the reasons they didn't really get going and get on the right track and build that confidence was because they were comparing themselves to somebody else, didn't think they could get to where they wanted to be fast enough. It will kill you in your tracks. I mean, it won't, we were talking about not having confidence will decrease your sales, not allow you to make as much money, not allow you to do the marketing that you want to do with your business, but it might even prevent you from starting at all. I mean, it can just prevent you in every stage of the business that you're in. So it's something you want to cultivate, this confidence from the very beginning.
So let's go over everything that we've talked about, Laurel. First of all, you want to act as if and ask yourself, what would blank do? Laurel referred to that person as a mental mentor. It doesn't have to be somebody that you know. It could be somebody that's dead. And here's another thing to think about that is Michael Jordan. We all know Michael Jordan, the basketball player, and maybe that's your mental mentor. But he had 2 mentors in his neighborhood that he looked up to. They were really, really great at basketball. With that said, they were also drug addicts. So I bring that up to say that pick the good out of the people that you want for a mentor. You're not going to find a perfect, spotless mentor that doesn't have any chinks in his armor. Number 2, we're going to call this dress one better. It's not really even about dressing, but it's just giving across that image of who it is that you want to be and just do one better. You don't necessarily have to have the most eloquent speaking or have the most flawless outfit or the nicest car. Just do one better than the people that you're working with, and soon you're going to get to where it is that you want. Number 3, you're going to work on your strengths and your weaknesses. I've talked about this before, I'm pretty sure, Laurel, about the tennis coach, and he had, we'll call it a student, a player he was working with that had no backhand. And they asked him, well, what are you going to do about his backhand. He said, I'm going to make the forehand so good they forget about how weak his backhand is. I thought that was brilliant. But with that said, work on your weaknesses as well. Join groups. Meetup.com is full of these things like Toastmasters or any kind of skill group where you can learn better skills and get support. And that's number 4, is a support network. Not only find the mentor like we talked about, but just hang around with cool people. Don't hang around with idiots that are either jealous or don't understand where it is that you're coming from. Finally, stop comparing your beginning to somebody else's middle. I think that this is probably a good time for us to plug John's book here. Jon Acuff is his name, and the book is called Start, and it's, I would say, would you say it's more motivational, just getting you...
I would say so.
Just lighting that fire under you. And if you need kind of a kick in the butt, notice how that was clean. This is a clean podcast. If you need a kick in the rear, Start by Jon Acuff is a good place to do that.
All right. Well, let's kick people in the rear to go to redpodcast.com right now.
And here's what's going to happen when you do. Right now, we are starting up, we're calling it 30 days of red hot giveaways. And what are we giving away, Laurel?
We're giving away iPods, Apple TVs, Kindles, books, audiobooks.
No, Amazon TVs. We got one better. Apple TV is like last year.
We're doing Amazon TV.
Amazon TVs.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, we're giving away all sorts of cool stuff that you can use to grow your business, make more money, live a life of freedom, the things that we do here at Red Podcast. We're giving away iPods you can listen to us on. We've got Kindles you can read our books on. We got a lot of cool stuff.
I know. So that's all at redpodcast.com/giveaway. It's to commemorate our official launch on iTunes. So it's going to be a really exciting time, and we hope that you'll join us on that venture.
Thank you. And if you like what we're doing, please leave us a review. We could use some Stitcher reviews. So if you're on Stitcher, check us out there at Stitcher.com. But to ask us questions, to get more information about us, and to sign up for our free 30-day giveaway, redpodcast.com. Thank you, Laurel.
Thanks, David.
You've been listening to Red Podcast, Real Entrepreneur Development. Subscribe today using iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS at redpodcast.com.